This podcast is brought to you by MHA of Dutchess County and produced by CMJW Entertainment. This episode of the Vital Women podcast is proudly sponsored by Salt Boutique Labs. You're listening to the Vital Women podcast.
Leaning in STEM and protecting public health with Lucia Molina. So Lucia is my Dominican counterpart because she's from Dominican Republic as well, and I'm very happy to have her here today. So I do not want to mess up your bio, so I'm going to read your bio because I want our listeners to know exactly what you do and who you are. Okay. We often think of wellness in terms of what we eat and how we move. But what about the element we interact with most? Does anybody know what that is? We sit down with Lucia Molina today, a senior water analyst and branch manager of Hastart Water System. Her mission is to demystify what's flowing through our tap water. Lucia bridges the gap mission between complex science and household safety, empowering families and particularly women to take control of their household. And what is the most vital resource, Lucia?
Water.
So thank you so much for being here with me today on the Vital Women podcast.
Thank you, Yvette, for having me. It's a pleasure, it's an honor to me to be in your program and educate all the listeners, all the people that's watching, and educate them on what's going on with the water.
Well, you know, it's very important because I don't even know, and I'm a person that's basically the beverage that I drink. So in having conversations with you, I'm learning a lot. So I'm excited to bring this information to our audience today.
And I'm excited to be here.
So Lucia, we take tap water for granted.
Correct.
Because the country that we come from, Dominican Republic, actually water sometimes is like a commodity because there's people that they don't have running waters in their homes. Sometimes they have to get water from wells. I had an opportunity like 3 years ago to go to Uganda, Africa, and I saw that even, children as young as 5 years old going to get their water. And part of the mission from the church that I travel with was to raise funding to create wells that were healthy and for the wells not to have all the elements that can make somebody sick. So here in the US, they take a lot of precautions to bring clean water to the households. But come to find out, a lot of the times that is not the case. So what is the invisible reality of the tap water that we drink in our household?
So clear water doesn't mean clean water. And that's where we are, I won't say lacking of information because we don't know. I was one time, 6 years ago, I didn't know what was going on with the water. So when I said clear water doesn't mean clean water. We don't know all the chemical that's in the water, the heavy metals, the chlorine, the PFAS. So there's a lot of information that we are not aware of. I thought that the water just had maybe chlorine. Or my mom used to tell me when I was small, don't drink the water from the tap. But I didn't know why. Just because she said it was bad. But in reality, I didn't have the knowledge on what was really in the water because I saw my water clear. So I thought my water was good. And when I go to people's home and I educate them on what's going on with the water, it's an eye-opener. It's really an eye-opener.
It's very interesting because I live between two states. Most of my audience knows that I live in New York and I also live in Florida.
Ooh, I want to be like you when I grow up.
So I'm back, and for the first time in 3 years, I'm dealing with all these snow mountains, but I'm happy to be back. So in the area that I live in Florida, our water's not clear. It's kind of yellow, and that's because they do not add chlorine to the water. And even though that we are in the middle of a water plant being built, and what they say is to provide cleaner water to the residents in that area, I don't drink the tap water in Florida. However, in New York, I drink the tap water because I grew up in New York City, and I always heard, well, the cleanest and healthiest water is the city water. So therefore, when I moved to Dutchess County, I drank tap water, and I was like, oh, it tastes so different. Ever since, I either had a water filter or I've had water bottles that I've bought, and that's the water that I consume.
Interesting.
However, for the last 3 years in my home in New York and in my home in Florida, I've been trying to figure out what is the best filter for me to purchase to consume healthier water.
So let me ask you this. In Florida, do you have well water or you have city water?
We have city water.
Okay. So all city water has chlorine. They have to put the chlorine because the way the system works when you have city water is recycled water. So the water that goes down the toilet, down the tap water, the sink, all goes into the plants. The plant cleans it with all these chemicals and they send it back to you. So every state, there's a good website that I use a lot with my customers, is the government's website, ewg.org, /tap water. They could check to see what contaminants are in their area. But in Florida, the situation that we have in Florida is that it has, well, in some areas, because every area is different. So in some cases in Florida, it comes out yellow, so yellow like that, because it has too much chlorine.
Oh, that is so interesting.
It has too much chlorine, which over here in New York, if I do the test of the chlorine, it comes out slightly yellow. When I'm in Florida, because I have customers in Florida, it turns orange.
This is fascinating. I never knew that because I was always told there is no chlorine in the water in Florida, therefore that's why you get that yellow color. So I'm learning.
No, it's good to know. It's good to know. Now, maybe the yellowness is from the pipes. Maybe it's a lot of rust. Maybe it's a lot of chemicals that they are using. If you want, we could check real quick to see the zip code. You don't have to give me your address. And it tells you, like, for instance, I got my iPad over here. You mind sharing with the public the zip code?
No, not at all. So my zip code in Florida is 33404.
33404. So we go here. Riviera Beach Utility District, right? You hit here, and you have 14 total contaminants. 5 exceeded the EWG health guidelines. The 5, it tells you here what it has. It has chlorominium, hyaluronic acid, nitrates. So it tells you. And if you hit here, it tells you what contains. So this is just an eye opener. And if we hit here, let me go back. It tells you it was found, hyaluronic acid, it was found 1,798 times above EWG health guidelines. It tells you here, guys. Okay, perfect. So let's do 12601. We hit here. Here we have 12 total contaminants. 20 contaminants. 12 exceeded the EWG health guidelines. What does the 12 means? The potential effects are what?
I can't even see that word or know how to pronounce that word.
No.
Oh, cancer. Potential effects. Cancer.
And then cancer. So, for instance, they have on zip code, let's go back here, guys. On the zip code 12601, right? They have 12 that exceeded. Let's look at one of them is chloroform. Chloroform was found at 95 times above EWG health guidelines. What does this mean? What is chloroform? So one of the total treatable method is formed when chlorine or other disinfectant are used to treat drinking water. Chloroform, other disinfectant byproduct increase the risk of cancer and may cause problem during pregnancy.
Wow. And chloroform is a chemical that is used to embalm bodies, correct? So what was the potential cancer effect on? So what was that number?
95.
95.
And look at this, health concern, cancer, and harm to fetus growth and development. So you understand why there's a lot of kids now with suffering from autism and other effects because, it's in our drinking water and it's public information.
Very scary. So please, listeners, if you do something today. Go on the website, the government website, and read what's in your water.
Yes, ewg.org, guys. It's free. It's not my website. It's not my company. Mine. Now, if someone wants to reach me, you could look me up in Lucia Water Analyst on Instagram, and I'm in Facebook as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Can we unpack that a little bit? Because I don't not know none of those chemicals. Why do we need them in the water? What does it do for our body? And what's the purpose of them adding these chemicals to the water?
So they want to clean the water, but they can't. Why? Because it's clear water, and it's so many people utilizing the water. For instance, just in the zip code, you have 31,500 homes that this plant is cleaning. The one in New York is in Brooklyn. And it serves about 8.9 million homes.
Wow.
So and this plant you could see it. When you go over the bridge, you see like 3 eggs. It looks like egg form. Those are the plant that cleans the water. So they bring it back with all these chemicals, because it's not only these 5, it's not only this, they use a lot of chemicals. So the one they use the most is the one that's going to show up. And it's harmful for the body, for the mental health, for fetuses. And this they will tell you. This is public information for you to know.
Well, thank you for that, because I was not aware that there's public information in what is contained in our water. So thank you for educating me.
And it is. Every year, every homeowner receives a notification what's in their water. Some people just throw it away. I used to throw it away because I thought it was, it was a flyer. I thought it was like for me to get information on elections or any sales going around or any information trying to sell. So I used to throw it away, and I wasn't aware until I came into the water. Well, I was like, oh, that's what they used to tell me.
Well, most likely I've done the same, because I was not aware that we receive annual information about what's in our water. So now I'm going to be mindful and hold on to it and read it and
absolutely
educate myself.
Good. It's always good to educate. There's a good movie. It calls Dark Waters. Not the scary one, Dark Waters with the S. Because there's one Dark Water that is the scary one, but Dark Waters is an amazing movie. It tells you why there's so much contamination, why there's PFAS in the water. It's so educational. Some people might think it's boring. To me, it was educational. Why? Because I love what I do. I love educating people what's going on with the water. They ask me, what is better water, well water or city water? It's 2 different animals, 2 different problems. So if we get into that topic, we will never leave out of here.
Well, I know you're very passionate about educating the public. So on that note, can you tell me what you've done with public policy to implement what you do, educating people about our contaminants in our water?
So I try my best and always learning what's out there. We have in total of 87 contaminants in the water. Now, how do I educate myself? I go into the website and I check what contaminants is in that person's area. Then when I provide the free water test, I will check there to see if what they are saying is true.
Thank you. Thank you. And in doing my research, it states that since 1950, the U.S. is doing their very best by cleaning the water.
They are.
They
try. But how can they actually clean it? They try their best. They have different type of plants. They adding more plants to try to clean the water, because it's too much of the population. So one plant can't do the job.
Okay. I would love for you to clear, I've read and I hear that sometimes when people flush certain things down their toilet, medicine and stuff like that, that goes back into the water system. Is that true?
Yes, absolutely. Don't throw medicine in the toilet. Like when even cooking oil, don't throw it down the drain. Why? Because it becomes a rock. And in the plant, they have to clean it. It becomes a rock, and when it goes to the plant, they have like different. Oh my God, I forgot the name of it. And I forgot it in English and Spanish.
Well, Well, in that case, then can you describe it if you can't remember the name?
Where you throw the garbage is long and like when you're doing construction.
Disposal?
A disposal?
Is huge, and when someone is doing
Like a dumpster, like
a dumpster. There you go.
Yes,
That's the word,
yes.
the dumpster. You see, teamwork here, guys.
When you said the word huge, okay, when you're doing construction, like a construction dumpster.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they have big dumpsters. So and every dumpster they put different type of stuff. Plastic, because how they're gonna get plastic? Because you see where the water sewage goes in. There you find medicine. You find confettis, you find money, you find everything there. And that goes in the water. So they have to clean it. It's like having a colador. How you say colador?
Word.
Colander?
A colander. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Lo siento, mi español es muy malo.
You're doing great. My producer, Connor Walsh.
Hey, this is we three here. You know, right now there's two, but there's three. You know, the one in the back. Connor's in the back. You know, telling us
This
one,
is
two,
real.
three,
We like
four.
to have fun as well when we're doing our recordings.
Yes. So, you know, guys, we cannot have you bored. We at least need to make you laugh.
Absolutely.
You know, you're saying, oh my God, who brought that girl to this? She doesn't even know how to speak English. And then she doesn't know how to speak Spanish. Like, come on, guys. Hey, guys, this is entertainment, okay? You know, I have to do some entertainment so you guys can laugh.
Parlez-vous français?
Oui. I took French in high school because I was not allowed to take Spanish because my teachers felt, well, you know, you read it, you're bilingual, so they forced me to take French, but I speak very little of it.
Awesome. I only speak Spanish and English. I want to learn Arabic. I want to learn Arabic. Yes, I'm trying to learn Arabic, you know. I love the Arabic music. So going back to the program, guys, the pills.
Yes.
So do not put the pill in the toilet. That goes in the water. And guess what? That goes back into your home. So they clean the water, and it takes about 2 hours just for them to clean the water. It's going to go back into your home in less than 10 days, or maybe a little bit more. But to process the cleaning of the water, it takes 2 hours. I want to share with you a video that I have, how they process the water. It was from a program named Vice, which they also do investigations, and it shows you how they clean the water.
Fascinating. Please do
Yes.
share the video, and I don't know if we can put in a link and maybe for our listeners to be able to watch it as well.
Awesome, yes.
So, leading with resilience, because here you are, a woman, a branch manager in a very male-dominant industry. How do you get around that?
Connor, cover your ears. No, I'm just kidding. Well, you know, you need to know when you a woman in a room feel full of men, you cannot get intimidated. You need to know what your knowledge. Don't never let no one in the room intimidate you. When you go to a room that's full of men, full of knowledge people, if you don't know something, ask questions. Why? Because the person that doesn't ask questions is the one that's going to stay with the mind of what happened if I should have asked this question.
Having that doubt.
Having
Yeah.
that doubt. And never stay with a doubt. Always try to overcome your fear. Never let nobody intimidate you.
And that is part of being a vital woman, is going after that knowledge, educating yourself, now allowing yourself to fall through that crack of doubt in a male-dominant world.
Absolutely.
So back to water. We're all over the place today.
This is fun, guys. I don't know if you guys are having fun, but I know I am.
So here you are in a male-dominant industry being this powerhouse advocate. So how do you do that?
Ooh. Tough question. Having confidence in myself. You know, having confidence in myself that if I don't know something, I'm going to ask you. But I'm never going to stay with a doubt of not knowing. You know, being a strong woman, I don't think I was a strong woman before like this, you know. It's the circumstances of life that took me there. And I got stronger and stronger. If I don't know something, I'm going to learn. Like, for instance, before I thought that a filter was the best thing to have in your home, and it's absolutely the opposite. A filter is just a carbon which eliminates the chlorine in the water. So when I go into a room and they're talking about plants, they're talking about filter, and I come in and tell them, do you know what's a filter? Do you know what a reverse osmosis? Do you know what a water softener? Do you know what's a water treatment system? So when someone tells me that about a filter and I could come up with a better idea, why not a filter? Then that makes me have the power of giving the knowledge that they are lacking.
So tell us, what is the difference between a filter and a water system?
Ooh, we're getting into details now.
I would like to know, and I'm sure my listeners would like to know as well.
So a filter, like I mentioned before, is a carbon, which does eliminate the chlorine in the water. But what happens with, and some big particles, but what happens with the small particles? They go straight through. Now, a reverse osmosis is way better than a filter because it has different stages. Then you have reverse osmosis with alkaline water, which they add an extra stage. Then you have water softeners. Water softeners is like a filter. Eliminates the chlorine and put your water soft. You don't want that. You want something that's going to actually eliminate all the particles, all the PFAS that's in the water. Then you have a water treatment system. That's what I provide. A water treatment system is more of a more minerals that will actually eliminate all the particles in the water.
Okay. Well, here in New York, I have a water softener. So I have big decisions to make how I want to move forward with my water system in New York and also my water system in Florida. But let's go back a step. When you talk about the PFAS in the water, let's unpack that a little bit because I don't even know what you mean when you say that.
So PFAS is forever chemicals that are in the water that are very harmful. In that movie, Dark Waters, that's where I learned about the PFAS. I was like, what is PFAS? They told me about PFAS. I was like, what's that? You know, and those are forever chemicals that are in the water that, I forgot the year to be exact. They were putting chemicals, all these big companies was putting all the chemicals in the water. And the chemicals was harming the water. And who consumes the water? Ourselves. And that's how PFAS came in the water.
Okay. So for me, what would you suggest here in New York, being that I have a water softener, how can I start in making a much more informed decision in improving the water quality that I consume?
Excellent question. So one of the things that we can do, I could go to your home and provide you a free water test, or because you need to see if your system is actually working, because maybe your system is working. You know, maybe in your area, your houses, the water is not as contaminated as others. So the first thing you need to do is to provide a water test. Now, what system? I'm not going to tell you to take mine. What I will recommend you to do when you're going to go purchase a water treatment system, check how many minerals it has inside. If it has 3, if it has 4, it's a water softener. Check how many minerals the system has.
Thank you for that.
No problem.
And would it be the same when I go back to Florida and I'm interested also in getting a water system for my condo? I would start also by having the water tested.
Yes, always get your water tested because you want to know what's in your water. You know what is in your water. We don't know, so we have to do a test. That's why when I go to people's home, I bring the laboratory to the home.
And that's good. And your company provides this
for free.
For free at no cost.
Prepaid by our company, yes. At no cost. Some people say free. Some people say prepaid. At no cost.
At no
it's a
cost.
More fancy word. And if you want a free water test, I have a website. It's free-watertest.com.
Thank you.
And there they could provide, they could enter the information, and one of my assistants will give them a call and set up an appointment.
Thank you. Excellent. Excellent. So in moving forward, once we stop recording, I'm going to schedule a water testing with you. Because like I that is one of the beverages that I consume. Well, not one, the most that I consume, it's water. Therefore, it's very important for me to know that I am ingesting something healthy.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. Like we have brands out there. I won't mention the name because, I don't want to get sued and we don't want the program to get sued. But there is brands out there that they are expensive bottles of water and they actually have particles inside. And it's so sad because people are buying these bottles of water thinking it's good and it's actually not. Even glass water, surprisingly. Even glass water.
What do you mean glass water?
There is bottles that are in glass and there is bottles that are in plastic. So if you buy them in not in plastic, in glass, they are more expensive. But it doesn't matter if it comes in a plastic or in a glass. It matters how it's purified inside.
Thank you for that clarification, because that was another myth that I thought, well, if I purchase glass water, which I did for a while and I stopped because it's very expensive, I'm drinking healthier water because, of course, it doesn't contain any plastic particles.
Yes.
So thank you for breaking down that myth. So what would you recommend to women that are trying to take control of their health? Women, younger women, you mentioned earlier that sometimes it can affect the fetus. And also women in midlife that maybe are ingesting certain things in the water that can bring that in fluctuation that we naturally go through because of our hormones. What would you say to both groups?
Well, I'm going to send a message in general for everyone.
Okay.
Like one of the best water that I feel is drinking alkaline water. You need to drink alkaline water because that's going to regulate your pH balance in your body. Like I always come out of my house with my bottle of water from my system. But when you're out there, I buy another brand, which I'm not going to mention the name, but it has to be alkaline water. Now, do not boil the water from the tap. That you take the bottle, not the bottom, sorry guys. You take the tap water from your sink and you boil it. You think you're killing everything. No, you're actually killing bacteria. But the heavy metals gets concentrated, so it gets worse. So if you can, take the bottle of water and cook with it, but not the tap water.
Interesting. Thank you for that. Something else that I did not know. Because they always say when there's like a water main break, oh, boil your water, boil your water. Yes, you're killing the bacteria, but there might be other things in the water that is forming in concentration. Thank you.
Yeah. It's like, put it like this. If you boil a water, and this example, I use it a lot. If you have boiling water and you put a penny in the boiling water, what's going to happen with the penny? Nothing. But in a boiling water, you put a pill. What's going to happen with the pill? It's going to dissolve.
It's going to dissolve.
So it gets in the water. So it's the same thing.
Let's go back to the pill notion. So with the medication, and because even though that people receive the information, don't flush your medication down the toilet. And I'm thinking, you gave that example earlier, and I'm thinking, well, it's a huge water system. Wouldn't the concentration of the medication dissolve itself and it's not going to be as harmful if you ingest the water? And because it's going through the plant system, I'm thinking the less concentration it is. Is that another myth?
That's another myth because you're not the only person doing that. There's more people throwing the medicine down the drain, down the toilet. So when you do that, you're harming yourself and other people. So always try to throw it in the garbage. Do not throw it down the toilet.
Well, nowadays there's also a lot of places that are taking in medication, and they have the medication dispensers that you can put your medication there.
Yes.
But I know sometimes people don't want to add another errand to their list.
Correct.
And they take the easiest route. But to me, this is fascinating because this is the unknown. Here you think, okay, I'm drinking more water and I'm being healthy. But at the same time, is that invisible? What's hidden in that water that you are taking in and is causing harm in your body?
Absolutely. Like when you drink the water, when you see this clear water, you don't think it has anything. It's clear water. How you know there's something in the water? It's clear. But it has many chemicals inside that we're not aware of. And that's why in the government's website it tells you what damage it could cause. That's why there's a lot of kids with autism. There's a lot of people with cancer. There's a lot of people with eczema in their skin, and it's because of the water.
Good to know. Thank you. Thank you. So you mentioned alkaline water. Does your system provide
Alkaline water, yes.
Okay. And how does it do that?
Well,
If I were considering to get your system, what would you suggest?
Well, our water treatment system is composed of 6 minerals inside, and also provides you another system, which is alkaline water with hydrogenated water. And that also has another 6 stage. And that water is the one I use for my drinking purposes. But sometimes I drink the one from my tap because I know the one from my tap is purified, has minerals. But which one I want to drink? The one with the alkaline water and hydrogenated water. So our system brings 2 systems in one.
And can you tell us a little bit about the hydrogenated water? What is that?
Ooh, I love that. So you see, we have the alkaline water, which is the alkaline water. It regulates your pH balance in your body. Now, the hydrogenated water, it revives all the dead cells that you have in your body.
Oh, interesting.
Yes. So it's very good. It's something new that we launched it about 8 months ago, but it's doing amazing effects.
Good to know.
Yes.
Good to know. Thank you. Well, for the vital woman that is in control of her household and making decisions about her health and her children's health or grandchildren, just in total of her household, what would you suggest? What can they do today to bring in healthier water into their home?
Good question. Very good question. Very tough question, too. I have to know how to answer this one.
Take your time. Take your time.
No, it's fine. Well, try to check what type of water are they buying. I forgot a website that you check to see particles of the tap water. I forgot the name of the website, but there's an app that you scan and it tells you if this is bad, if this is not bad, if this is good water, if this is not good. I forgot because I don't use it too much. Well, I don't use that at all.
But I think just with going onto the government website.
Oh, definitely, yes. And checking what's in their area, it's very helpful. It's ewg.org/tap water.
Yeah, just getting informed.
Yes, just getting informed.
Getting informed, and that'll help you make an educated decision on how you want to move forward with your household water.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, in closing, we're coming to the closing of our show. What would you say, to ensure the safety of not just the vital women, but the community in general? What would you want our audience to take away with them?
To be more conscious on what's going on with the water. Let's educate ourselves. Like that, we could give a better opportunity for our kids. If someone is having a baby, they be more educated and more awareness of what's going on with the water. Always remember, clear water doesn't mean clean water. And if we get the knowledge on what's going on, we could do a big difference in our family, in our health, and especially in our home.
Thank you. Thank you. Lucia Molina from
Pasteur Water Systems. Your analyst, your water analyst.
Thank you. And thank you to our audience for being here with us today.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. I hope you guys have fun.
That's part of life. Celebrate.
Yes, always
is
celebrate.
My word.
Life is one.
Life is one.
This podcast is brought to you by MHA of Dutchess County and produced by CMJW Entertainment. This episode of the Vital Women podcast is proudly sponsored by Salt Boutique Labs,